He stared at me as if I'd switched languages mid-sentence. My father, the man who once taught me that loyalty was the only real inheritance, suddenly looked like he didn't know me at all. "What's my company called, Dad?" I asked again. The silence between us stretched thin, trembling like it might snap if either of us breathed too loudly. His gaze slid toward the doorway toward them. His wife. Her precious son. The replacement family lined up neatly like showroom mannequins. Their expressions were arranged into polite confusion, but smugness hummed beneath their skin like electricity. That was the precise second I understood. I wasn't blood. I wasn't kin. I was a tool they kept in the shed until the day they realized I owned more of the skyline than they ever would. I used to idolize him back when I believed a daughter could earn a place in a home built on borrowed loyalties and someone else's sacrifices. I was 16 then, still kicking mud off my boots after running deliveries for his job sites. He used to squeeze my shoulder and say I was learning resilience. I thought it was a blessing. His new wife arrived 2 years later, perfume sharp enough to sting, a smile stretched so tight it felt stapled on. Her son followed her everywhere, soft hands, soft voice, soft edges. They treated me like staff and I accepted it, naive and loyal, convinced love meant endurance. Turns out endurance only measures how long you'll let people shrink you. The betrayal wasn't loud. It never is. First, papers missing from my desk. Then rooms that went quiet when I entered. Then my name disappearing from the meeting lists of my corporation. Forge Point, the first empire brick I ever laid while they mocked my little business. And then came the forwarded email, buried under useless attachments. "We'll push her out after the merger. She won't resist. She never does. Once we remove her voting authority, she's insignificant." Insignificant. That word didn't break me, it sharpened me. I didn't shout. I didn't go dramatic. I simply sat back and let the sting freeze into clarity. If they wanted a shadow, I'd become one, just not the kind that disappears. For 3 months, I moved silently, deliberately. No lawyers at my office. I met them in neon-lit diners, abandoned warehouses, underground parking lots where cameras forgot to blink. Every contract reviewed, every asset traced, every loophole widened into a doorway only I could walk through. My father forgot one thing: he married opportunists. But I was raised by him. And I learned from a master. Step 1, freeze the accounts they never noticed I controlled. Step 2, purchase every debt his stepson drowned himself in, wrapped under corporate masks so intricate even I admired them. Step 3, politely inform the board that the irrelevant daughter had majority control through silent partnerships they'd overlooked for years. By the time they noticed, the tide was over their heads. I didn't need to shove them under, the water did it for me. Which brings me back to this room. To my father. To the question he still couldn't answer. "What's the name of my company?" I asked again, voice calm, almost soft. His mouth opened, shut, opened again, his eyes searching his wife's face like the answer might be written there. It wasn't. She only glared, jaw tightening as truth finally revealed its teeth. "This isn't necessary," she hissed. "We're family." "No," I said. "You're opportunist, and I'm the exit." I placed the folder on the table, the one holding documents they'd signed without reading, thinking they were routine paperwork. In those signatures, they unknowingly handed me full restructuring authority over the entire family enterprise. I slid it toward him. "You gave everything to the girl you told to use the back door." Her son lunged for the papers, but my attorney stepped out from the corner. "As of this morning," he said, "the board approved the transfer. She is now the sole executive. Your access has been terminated." A curse from the boy. A gasp from the wife. And my father. He just stared, hollowed by realization. "You orchestrated this," he murmured. Not accusing, just finally seeing. "No," I answered. "You did. The moment you chose them over me." Watching understanding settle over him was the cleanest justice I'd ever tasted. I walked out, leaving the 3 of them frozen in place, hollow statues carved from disbelief. My boots struck the marble floor, the same floor they once told me I wasn't allowed to walk on. Outside, the city shimmered like a crown leaning toward its rightful owner. Mine, every piece they tried to steal. I didn't feel triumphant, or loud, or vengeful. Just free. People imagine revenge as explosions and shouting. But real revenge is a door closing softly behind you and a silence you no longer owe anyone an explanation for. They thought I wanted to belong to their family. I never did. I wanted my name back. And now the entire city knows it.